Good morning. Welcome to another pre-market report live stream. Here we will check on the different assets that we trade and see what's the context for today's trading session. Okay. Good morning, Rich. Morning all. All right, let's jump right into the content. Here are the news. We did have final GDP, and this is the second revision. There are usually 3 revisions, and this was the second. So the third one that should be coming next month will be the final GDP read. Okay. Unemployment claims better than expected. I don't think it's something that we need to pay attention right now since it's very low. And we do have Bullard speaking at 9:30, so we need to pay attention to this. Okay. I will also we have Bullard and Master at 1. Okay, so I'm gonna put an alert for that. Let me put it out here. There we go. Okay, so let's go to the dollar. So the dollar is yesterday we had a very, very big drop in the dollar, 1.3%. We didn't have this kind of drop since I guess here. That was the middle of August. Okay, so the dollar was very bearish yesterday. It broke the high and then started to drop. That's very, very bearish move. So this kind of rejection, I want to pay attention to this kind of rejection, right? Because now we gapped up a little bit and we're moving sideways within this range. Okay, and we might stay within this range for a few days. Okay, I hope that does not happen, but because we will be having some choppy days in the equity markets, but I want to pay attention what is going on within this range. Okay, here is yesterday's drop, so this is the big drop, and we did have this sort of demand turning into supply, right? And worked perfectly to the downside. Now this was the demand that I had. It didn't work. It came below the distal line, and now we're gapping up. Okay, so this one we can just clean up this chart right here. I'm gonna leave this one and I'm gonna readjust this demand, because the one that I should be paying attention to is this one. And it makes sense. Is the candle from 10:30 on last Friday when we had the big drop. Okay, so we readjusted this area right here. Now what's going on with the dollar? The dollar is sideways today. Yeah, it gapped up. Now it came down. Is trying to push back up. Now the scenario for me is, if this thing goes here, I do expect this to create some sort of retracement and come back to this pivot, right? And see how this pivot react. So there's not a clear picture. There's not a clear picture in the dollar for me today, because first of all, we are trading within the yesterday's range, number one, and number two, we are still in a very tight range. Okay, well, it's not a tight range, it's a tight range compared to yesterday. Okay, so I want to be careful here. If the dollar ends up dropping today, we might have a turnaround in the markets. The markets are dropping a little bit, But on the ES, for instance, I don't have any good high quality demand created in the trading session hours, like in regular trading session. Everything I have is overnight, so I do not expect those to be very effective. Okay, so that's why today I am a little bit hesitating. I'm not very clear with the context. But for now, the dollar, number one, if it goes back up and we get here, that's a long on the equity markets. If it comes right here, I want to pay attention. I don't want to overstretch the long, right? I don't want to try to squeeze the long because we might not have a very nice long move like yesterday. And the reason is because I do have this pivot here created at 3:30. So this is the London Open, okay? Here 3 and 3:30. All this is the London Open. So I want to pay attention to this pivot at all times today. If we happen to just drop, we will try to join the trend to the upside in the equity markets, but I don't think that's very likely. The dollar is very sideways today. And this is another key chart that I'm looking at is the rates. We did have a huge move down on the rates, but we're recovering as well today. So let's go to the lower time frame here. Sorry, this is the yield, not the rates, the yield, the 10-year yield. We came to this demand that we had yesterday here, and we're trying to push down. Now we have spent here since 1 in the morning, and spending so much time here tells me that this supply is already used up. If we happen to come back up, I do expect a further continuation to the upside. Okay, if this happens, we will have a continuation to the downside on the equity markets, right? So let's see what happens here. This is not a key level for me. So the gap the gap closes. So the rates closed here. Okay, so this is not a key level for me. A key level is 368. 368. If this thing just comes back down, I bet the equity markets will recover very nicely. Okay, so but for now I am a bit bullish on the rates, on the yields, and a little bit bullish on the dollar. Okay, now the dollar doesn't have anything below this. Like I don't have anything that if we don't stop right here, meaning prices just don't stop because of price action or whatever, a new buyer comes in, I don't have anything that is really high quality demand from here to here. Okay, so if we turn bearish in the dollar, we will have a sharp move down, right? That would mean that the equity markets could go up. Now here's the deal. The dollar, yes, is gapping up, but it hasn't gone up much today, right? So it's sustaining a lower prices, and the equity markets is dropping. So if this thing just goes up, the equity markets will have a further move down. So all right, this is the chart of the VIX. Like very big move down yesterday. Okay, and we are coming back down to this demand that we had here that was violated, and we haven't broken it to the upside. We're gapping up because the market is gapping down, right? So remember, this for me, this chart is lagging. This is not a chart that leads the equity markets like the dollar, right? This chart is lagging. I think this chart reacts off of the equity markets. So we are in the middle of nowhere right now. Okay, so we're not even going up, not even going down. Yes, we gapped up from yesterday, but this such a move down, it's just a retracement, right? All right, that's regarding the VIX, and I will have a bias by the end of the video, though. I will try to have a preferred direction. Okay. Okay, so these are the commodities. Commodities are going up. So these charts tells me that probably the dollar has more continuation to the downside, right? And the equity markets could recover today. So crude oil closed within the supply that we had here. I said 82, 83 is not a very high quality supply. I do have 84.50. But nevertheless, we haven't violated the supply yet. The market is about to open at 9. So let's see how this thing goes. If this continues, I do expect probably a lower prices in the dollar. Now here is a different chart. For instance, on the silver and gold, they're both coming down, not much, right? So it's a little bit of a mixed bag with the commodities here. Copper is going up and lumber is gapping up, but is giving up all its gains. Okay. All right. Let's go to the ES. ES, we did have this supply right here. We had another one right here, but I said it's overnight. Nothing is really a high quality, right? So we did test this overnight right here, and we're going back down. I don't expect this one to put some like the definite upside on the ES. This is an overnight zone, right? And I think this one is a lot has a lot more quality as a supply, as a geometry, and as a location, right? But nevertheless, this one is working. And I want to pay attention to this demand today. This is a demand that was created yesterday during the overnight, and then we had the retest at the open. Okay, so we came here, and from here we just went up. Okay, we haven't tested this level. Let's see if after the open we test this level and the dollar is in a supply, we might trade the long. Okay, let's see where the dollar is when the ES is coming back down to 36.57. Okay, when the ES comes down to 36.57, I want to pay attention to the dollar. I'm not gonna take this. This is overnight. Okay, I want to pay attention to the dollar when the ES is right here. That is the ES. Okay, so and this is 30 minutes. If we go to the daily chart and we take out all the drawings, we did have a super bullish day yesterday right after breaking the lows. So this setup is very bullish in my opinion, right? And today being dropping here and not like to an extreme, I think we can have the opportunity for this to recover, right? And I'm just talking about formations, like patterns. Okay, I'm not just saying this will happen, because the dollar the dollar and the yields have another picture, but this picture looks very bullish to me. Okay, we didn't have a worse reading or better reading on the GDP report, so I don't think we have any like big catalyst for this thing to go down. Okay, rates hit 4% yesterday, but the yields hit 4%, but we rejected immediately. So I don't think we have a like very, very big case for the bearish. Okay. All right, so that's the ES. Let's go to the NQ. Similar picture, right? But I do think the NQ is even stronger than the ES because it didn't break the low here. But it's exactly the same picture. So in the NQ, I did have the demand on the regular trading hours. I didn't have the overnight, because the overnight is like around here, same zone in the ES. Okay. All right, so this is the NQ. I don't know, Rich, if you have any question. Feel free to ask it right now. I am neutral bullish bias today, okay? And having that drop in the dollar yesterday, I think will impact the upcoming days on the dollar. The only thing that makes me a little bit bearish, not very much bearish, is that the dollar moved down here and the equity markets didn't go up. The equity markets did not go up in this drop. That is the only thing that makes me a little bit bearish. But for now, I'm neutral bullish, right? I want to see the dollar going up to this supply or even this supply, and then we try the equity long. Okay, a little bit bearish, not very much bearish. All right, so let's review the real quick the this is the RTY on 30 minutes. So we managed to close here in the supply that we had. This is a regular trading hour supply, right? And we're dropping from there. Okay. Now, like the other markets, we don't have a demand, like a high quality demand created in regular trading hours. I do have this formation, but like I said, this is 9:30. The real deal is right here, is pre-market. Okay. So if we happen to come here, I will be a little bit skeptical. I will need something to be created during the trading hours for me to feel more confident about this trade. Okay. Remember, we are very close to demand, or we are going lower on the equity markets. That makes buyers to jump in. Okay. All right. So sorry. Let's see Apple, because Apple had a tremendous comeback yesterday, and Apple came very close to my ultimate target, just $1 shy. Okay, and we are gapping down to this sideways movement for like 2 hours. Okay, so if we don't hold this, then we will have more downside on the equity markets. I do expect this thing to hold right here. I don't know if we're gonna get 144 on Apple, but we came very, very closely yesterday, 144.83. Okay, so this thing sometimes just comes close to demand and then start to go back up. Now, look where Apple is gonna open, right? Apple is gonna open right here in the demand. Let's see what happens when this open. I will have the Apple chart open here to my right to see it at all times today, because I do think Apple have a lot of influence in the equity markets. Okay. All right. So neutral bullish. If the dollar turns bullish today, we will have more continuation to the downside. So let's see what happens to the dollar. And like always, like every day, I like to look at the internals and assess real price action for me to execute a trade. Okay. So good morning, Ismael. I'm gonna close this live and see you guys in 15 minutes for the live trading session. Okay. All right. Thank you.